Hey everybody, welcome on into the Delmarva Sports Insider, the only live and local show dedicated to giving you all local sports. I'm Brandon Bossert.
And I'm Devin J. Martin. Welcome to the show. We got a great one for you tonight, the last night of 2021.
Yes, last week we said our goodbyes to Trayvon Miles, who has moved on to North Carolina to continue his sports broadcasting career. But this week we welcome in Devin J. Martin to our 47 ABC sports team.
Thank you, Brandon. I'm really happy to be here, and I'm ready to get rolling.
That's right. Let's get to work, Devin. How are Delaware teams reacting to the holes in their schedules caused by the Governor's Challenge cancellation? Well, we'll get to that in just a bit. Now, we did have some local teams in action in other tournaments this week, and that's up in Lewis, where we had Slam Dunk to the Beach. Kate Penlope in the hometown school had a great girls basketball team last year. Pat Woods and his team went 14-0 last season, and this week they were playing Westtown from Pennsylvania.
Elizabeth Rishko with some shake and bake action, and let's see how Makia Applewhite with a little shimmy when she gets to the rim to get the layup up and in. It looks great, but Applewhite finished with 12, but Kate struggled early.
That's right. The Vikings scored just 3 points in the second quarter despite having all of that talent, while Westtown led by 16 at halftime. Morgan Mahoney was absolutely phenomenal, finishing with 17 to lead the Vikings, but it just wasn't enough as Kate Penlope falls in this one 64-47.
And now other scores to get to on the girls' side. The Caesar Rodney girls competed in Wilmington earlier this week in the Diamond State Classic. They fell to DMA by a score of 44-39. Terry Bell led the way for the Riders with 18 points. The loss drops the Riders to 3-3. CR rebounded with a win over Conrad yesterday.
Yeah, that's right. And Seaford taking part in the Slam Dunk this week. On the boys' side, they fall to Our Savior Lutheran from New York by 11. Polytech with a strong week this week. They win by 42 and then by 3 at the Viking Invitational. But the Panthers fell in that third game to St. Elizabeth yesterday. And Delmarva Christian losing against Caravel by a final score of 61-47. So we see the two big tournaments in Delaware were played this week, but we are still left with the void created by the cancellation of the Governor's Challenge. Now, one of the teams who is now looking to fill their schedule is Cross Christian up in Seaford. The Centurions lost out on the Governor's Challenge as well as another tournament up in New Jersey. So, Devin, what do you do when you need an opponent on short notice?
Well, Brandon, for head coach Danny Lamb, he went to Twitter. He said, any boys varsity basketball teams looking for games over the break due to losing games, make sure to contact him. It's a challenging time with the number of cases rising in our area and nationally.
We're reaching out on social media. You know, that's one of a good outlet to get in contact with other teams that it's happening to as well. A friend of mine at Delmarva reached out today, and he's just struggling now, just trying to find, the right teams to fill out their schedule. So I think it's going to affect all the teams in Delaware and even maybe in Maryland.
Now, two players for Cross Christian, Antoine Wilson and Jason Handy. You remember those names. They were once star players with Y High in Salisbury. Well, the Governor's Challenge was going to be a homecoming for them, and the news of the cancellation hit hard for that duo.
That was like a homecoming game, so it was like, dang, because it was right there, and we was built up for it. Like, we was waiting for this game because it was in Salisbury and everybody was expecting us, the watchers. Mm-hmm. And we got a lot of hype around us because we all transferred to Cross Christian.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it really was like it was like a big surprise and shock to all of us because we was really ready to come back and play for the city and play for everybody that was wanting to come and watch us. So, really hurt again not to play in the Governor Challenge.
You got to feel for them. You got to feel for the athletes, the coaches, everybody involved. This was a phenomenal tournament that we lost out on, but we have to focus right now on the many teams with holes to fill in their schedule, like Dover, Caesar Rodney, Delmar, all losing 2 games. And then Laurel, they were supposed to play their first 2 games of the season at the Governor's Challenge as well. Now, you know what, Devin, at this point, I'm very concerned about the rest of the season in both the Henlopen and the Bayside as the number of cases of coronavirus absolutely exploding right now. We're seeing it everywhere. And if it can bring down the Governor's Challenge just 48 hours before tip-off, I fear what we could be seeing in the near future. Could we be heading toward a pause in play altogether? I don't know. We have been hearing some rumblings from sources in Maryland that could be heading this way. And you know what? It is absolutely unfortunate that we are in this position once again, because we lost out on an entire Bayside season last year, and then the year before that we lost out on the Final Four. So it is very unfortunate that we are in this position.
And you use the right word, Brandon. It is unfortunate. I mean, for me personally, my first week here was supposed to be going to the Governor's Challenge, so that is a really big shame. So what does this mean for the student athletes? Will another season be canceled due to COVID? Because that could potentially ruin their scholastic experience forever because they don't get these years back. And how will rescheduling go for these schools if the season does continue after the potential pause that you mentioned, Brandon? What if it actually comes to fruition? And will they have to compact the rest of the season so it doesn't run into spring sports? There's a lot of questions, not that many answers, but it's a shame that this has become reality right now.
Yeah, we should be getting those answers very soon. And that'll do it for the A Block. We will be right back.
Hi, I'm Coach Castaneda with Hookmook Field Hockey, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.